Alright, I'm back. More Final Fantasy. We'll put ourselves up in the duty finder and start doing the storyline quest. I just did the main scenario. That one takes about like 30 to 40 minutes because of all the cutscenes. This is the main scenario, a duty finder, is in here because they screwed up and they know they screwed up. This was back in the OG game, the original game, base game, where they tried to do cutscenes and at the same time dungeon party. The problem is that they created it so that the base game, you had to farm the last two dungeons. So endgame players would be on this farming it over and over, the last two dungeons over and over, and they had cutscenes in here. And so new players would enter, cutscenes would start playing, while the endgame players would skip and just immediately start doing the content and the bosses and stuff like that, while new players were still in the cutscene. And so they would miss out on fighting and stuff like that. They know they screwed up, so they created a main scenario and redid the entire thing. It was an 8-man, they brought it down to a 4-man, they made it a dungeon, all the cutscenes unskippable, so everyone would be doing the same content at the same time. Oh, this was back then when it wasn't voiced either, it was all reading. After that, they know they screwed up that too, and they started to do voice acting. So, we did that. We did that. I guess we do this one. And the main cutscene starts here. Oh wow, fast. I'm kind of surprised, man. Like, on DPS, man, things took like 10 to 20 minutes to get stuff. Content again. This was the party killer back in the original game, in OG Final Fantasy. Oh man, Titan, man. If you could find the original Titan content, holy shit, man. He was a party destroyer. You have to know your shit, man, back then. And back then, they had the lag issue. See, look how fast that goes off, right? Imagine if you had lag. This is like the normal one. In the real one, he would immediately decrease the battlefield by 50%, and all of his skills were like attacks twice, were like increased. Punch, his punch would hit 3 ways. I'm not really paying attention here. I'm playing bad. So yeah, I see this move. He would immediately have done that at the start. Oh god, tank died. Like he didn't do a proper rotation. Let me just check something here. I can't change the... Oh well. Alright, so that's... I know what you're saying. It's like, oh, this is old content. Oh, well, I'll show you more recent content now. These are 8-man raids, which is current content. Am I going the right way? I have to get way over here. Oh, there's a teleport point there. So I've totally forgotten where the story was going, but I do know that it's concerning. It's leading to. Well, first of all, you have to understand that. Oh shit! What the hell, man? That was fast. I'll explain the story in a second. After this, right here. Damn it! Oh god. Ugh. It's one I'm bad at.
Rest eternal in the dark depths of this prison. From fulgent flame my servants rise. Out of my sight!
Okay, yeah.
Leave naught but ash in your wake.
And the phoenix's wings, which is inside.
Let seep sorrow into your heart. I tire of this farce.
That icon is a tank buster.
Behold the fruits of sacrifice.
he's on Gorgon mode.
You are prey to be consumed.
Watch where they're gonna land. Kill the ads.
Perish in flame's embrace. Go forth and sate your boundless hunger.
Again, you have to watch where the ads go. Oh shit, I got hit by that.
From fulgent flame my servants rise.
Bird again, so you have middle.
Let seep sorrow into your heart. I shall see my wish fulfilled.
This is where he jumps around, I think.
You will know my rage.
Basically, position yourself into the knockback. So you don't get knocked into the instant kill barrier at the end of this arena.
Sear flesh from bone. Leave naught but ash in your wake. A fitting death.
See how much, like, this makes much more sense. More organized battle. Shit's not just happening everywhere at the same time.
Behold the fruits of sacrifice. You are prey to be consumed. Perish in flame's embrace. Go forth and sate your boundless hunger.
That was a bit tricky.
From fulgent flame my servants rise. I tire of this farce.
If you notice during that fight, there were these monsters that kept popping up. That's the summoner class, and it's really annoying to other players because it sometimes blocks like the mechanics because they're in the way. To do that, to minimize that, I think it's slash, yeah, pet size. All small. And the sad thing is, you have to do this every time you log in. It doesn't save it. So now they're all small. Did I get 2 of those things? No, you only get 1. Shit, that's the weekly shit. Oh, I got 4 armor? Really? I got 3 boots, 2 leggings. I need 2 more of those. I got that. I got 6 of that. Grief? And what's this? Song Grievers. I don't understand. What's the difference between this and this? Okay, let's continue story. I'll worry about that in a second. The search for Ajata, whatever. Okay, for the story, if what I remember is that okay, so the reason why the game's called Final Fantasy XIV is that there are 14 we belong to the original. The original was split during this big battle between these 2 gods, and the God of Light couldn't beat the God of Darkness, but she could sunder, basically split him into 14 different pieces. And basically when she did that, she split the world into 14 shards. That's what they're called, shards, other dimensions. And each dimension is basically specializes in an element like wind, water, fire, light, earth, dark, you know, stuff like that. And there were 14, and where we begin the game is when there's like 7 worlds left. And what happened to the other 7 was that the bad guys were destroying those shards, and when they do that, they go back to the original. And when they go back, they were trying to get all the shards back to the original, so their dark god will become whole again. That's the entire Endwalker storyline, is that they're close to resurrecting their Dark Lord. And that's why it's called Endwalker. The world is ending and shit like that. The Dark Lord is rising, but we stop it, and some bullshit enemy pops up at the end there, and it's like, oh, but I'm the real enemy. And it's like, what? For 10 years, we've been fighting these cultists, trying to revive this Dark Lord, and the Dark Lord ends up being like the mid-boss. Sorry, this is a spoiler, but the game's been out for a while. The midway boss, and then it's like, and then there's this boss that you never heard of, endgame boss, pops up and says, oh, I was evil, oh, I'm the real endgame boss. It's like, where did you come from? We've heard, for 10 years, we've heard nothing about this bullshit. And then suddenly you just pop up and say, oh, you know, I'm the real enemy. It's like, god damn it. That's what was disappointing about the finality. Yeah, the storyline's good. It still had me crying at some points when you meet up with the Goddess of Light who sundered the world and stuff, and you find out why she did that and how she's been like suffering and caring, trying to keep the world together, and you were her only hope in her. And then, oh my god, it shows her struggle in the last expansion in Shadowbringer. It shows her on the brink of dying, being consumed by darkness, and the only thing left was like, it's like a representation of her. It's like a woman, and she's covered in black pitch, like darkness, and the only light left is in her eyes. And then, you know, in Shadowbringers, you bring the world was on the brink of darkness, and the Dark Lord was about to be resurrected, and the God of Light was about to die, and you bring it back. You bring the world back from that brink of destruction, and you see it in cutscene of where she's like covered in darkness. The only light left is in her eyes, and she's still walking forward. She still believes in you, that you will bring it back, and she's still trying to hold back the darkness with the little light she has left. And you know, in Shadowbringers, you bring it back. It's like, oh my god, that's how she was struggling. She was fighting her in her own way when you were fighting your way. Oh my god, it was so good. It was had me crying back then. So anyways, the world is split into 4, and the bad guys, they screwed up in their first attempt to rejoin the world. They went to Shard 14, which is like the Shard of Darkness, and basically like, yeah, we've destroyed the world. But sadly, the stupid thing is, when they did that, Darkness has its own dimension called like the Void or something like that, the Darkness Realm, where all demons and monsters and Cloud of Darkness exist. And so when they destroyed that world and let it fall to darkness, it didn't go back to the original. No. Darkness claimed it for themselves. And so what we're seeing is like some bad guys surrounded in darkness and talking cryptically and saying that, oh, someone is interfering with our dimension. We could feel their presence when they come into it. And that's what we're doing, is that the dragon of this land lost his sister in the 14th shard. And so he was going to go and try to find her, so he opened up a rift to that world. But he found it too dangerous, and so he sealed it and just tried to forget about it. And so we came along and said, "Oh, we want to see it too." And so we opened up that rift for a small second, and the entities of that realm sensed it. It's like, "Oh, someone's interfering with our thing. Let's go investigate." And so this is in search of this Azuja. I'm guessing that's the female dragon that. Ishtola? If you don't know who Ishtola is, where you been? She's the mommy of the Final Fantasy world. She's sassy. Sassy and hot. What? It's not voiced? What the fudge? Usually the main quest is voiced. I prevent you the fruits of alchemist labor, the Atmos. Atmos are like connected to the realm of the void, darkness realm. The Rosette to prove the ether is practically identical to that of the original. Truly remarkable feat in a short time. This is the avatar for the dragon, the little boy. It's actually a puppet powered by his dragon eye, which is inside the body. I, our alchemist, blah, blah, blah. Dude, you're not talking, it's not important. I'll express my gratitude to Nahada, but it appears that she isn't here. She rushed off after bringing the Atmos at a present task, but said that she would return. Here we set forth. Which should be shortly after our friends find from the ironworks arrived with the warding scales. Did someone say, because it just so happens we have them? Right on cue, let's see you. Okay. Bear witness to our little experiment, are we? Yeah, Sid. Sid has always been part of the Final Fantasy genre. And when we were there at the Crystal Tower, you forgot I wouldn't miss this for the world. And we came along to see it, I hope, thanks to these three, we could have finished the work so quickly. To a smile, painstakingly collected data that made the reinforcement possible. This guy was a bad guy. Stydian. You search for my pistol without being corrupted. I know not how to repair. God damn it! I really hate bad language like this. Don't mention it. Midgar Solomar came to our rescue. In the rifts, it's the least we can do to help his children. Midgar Solomar is like the king of the dragons. Present you. Very well. Yeah, okay, come on, come on, come on. I really wish it was voiced. Don't knock it against it. Like they have plenty of voiced cutscenes for the main quest. They just I don't know why they didn't do it this time. Grand present could take so long to retrieve. In a godforsaken place, you'll need the help you can get, but for you all people ought to know that, right? Yeah, so you see this guy in the red called Nero. He, in the raid that we just did, the labyrinth, the 24 man we just did, there's actually a cutscene at the end where Nero gets trapped in the darkness realm, but we rescue him. So that's what he's referring to. It's like, yeah, you know how bad it is in there, in the realm of the void. I hear music. Talking. Are they gonna talk?
My apologies for keeping you waiting.
Vritra, I presume.
Vritra is the dragon. Oh, they gave him a change of clothing. God damn it. Wait, is he older? Wait,
Indeed.
What?
This vessel now serves as a host for my eye.
Okay, he got more grown-up body. Huh.
I was aware that the alchemists were busy preparing something, but this...
We couldn't well send you on such a perilous mission unprepared, Your Excellency. We spared no effort in crafting the body, and I dare say you'll find it adept at wielding weapons and magics both.
Oh my god, he's gonna become a trust? A trust is an NPC companion you could take on dungeons.
'Twas our intent to present it to you sooner, but we could not bring ourselves to do so, knowing we could yet improve it further. Pray forgive us.
There is naught to forgive. I am grateful for this fine vessel, and shall put it to good use. Again, I ask that you watch over Radzatan in my absence. The dangers we go to face are great and many, and I fear I will be unable to give matters here due attention. And in opening the Void Gate, there is ever risk that Voidsent will find their way into our world.
Rest assured, we are more than prepared. Our soldiers have been training under Master Estinian. On my honor, we will not suffer a single fiend to pass. So, think only of your mission, Varshan. Ah, but seeing as this is a different body, perhaps we should use a different name.
Nay, Varshan shall suffice. Though I may have thus grown up, I am as ever a little brother to you all.
As you say, as you say. Go then, Varshan. And best of luck
I have something for you as well.
The thing about, you may not know, but Y'shtola, which is her, she's blind. So she's using her magic to see. But in doing so, she's slowly dying at the same time, apparently.
While you were gone, Urianger paid us a visit. As you may recall, he joined us on our foray into Alzadar's legacy, in part to conduct research for the Loperids. Research they were delighted to receive, and which has already inspired them to consider new ways to improve their own treasure vault. As a token of their gratitude, Livingway entrusted a familiar relic to Urianger. Aye, the crystal, which showed the way to Meteon.
Ugh. Meteon is the final boss of Endwalker expansion. I was complaining about, like, where the fuck did you come from? Yeah, that's basically who showed up. Meteon. It's like, ooh, I'm Meteon. I am the true evil of the universe. Where did you fucking come from? You were never mentioned in the 10 years this game's been out. Oh, 1 second. Starting the video.